Hi readers, my name is Dawn Hughes and I'm the coordinator for Booktrib's book club program. I'm here today with author Cle Curbo to talk about his sci-fi thriller For the Love of Maggie O'Die, a tale of suspense, unexpected connections, and the enduring power of love. I love that. We're thrilled that For the Love of Maggie O'Die is one of the selections available in Booktrib's book club program for February. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes out of your schedule to talk to us, Cle.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Dawn. And I hate to correct you right off the bat. And
Please
you have
do.
the title of the book is pronounced For the Love of Maggie O'Die. She pronounces it like the River Dee, but she spells it D-I-E. And that's because she was given that name for a very special reason. But you have to read the book to even hint at what that might be. So, yeah.
I love that. I thought you were going to correct me on the pronunciation of your name, which I know is French. So if you could say that, because I don't have that.
Well, I've totally Americanized it. It's Cle Curbo.
Okay.
Or Cle Curbo, whichever emphasis you wish.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. I guess that sort of leads us into our first question is perhaps without spoilers, what you could share about the book that we wouldn't find on the jacket cover.
Oh, a number of things, a number of scenes, but let me share the first scene because the first scene is really somebody we don't know, Simon Syllabus, who's very important in the story and in the sequel. Simon Syllabus is in San Francisco in his apartment in the evening of a cold November, and he looks out. He's got a body on the floor, his friend Roger Deacon. He peeks out through the blinds, and he sees a guy with a sedan who's kind of looking at him, and he wonders, I can take that guy if he comes at me. If he's a cop or a member of the Trackers, which is a strange group that for many decades has chased Simon Syllabus and wants to capture him. But Simon has to get the body up to Nob Hill, where Heavenly Hospice and his friend Grader will take the body and whisk him away to a secret hideaway. But Grader is busy and he can't take him till 10 p.m. So Simon, somewhere around 10 p.m., he looks through the blinds again, and not only is there the sedan and the guy, but he's talking to about 3 or 4 other guys in a van, and Simon figures he better get the heck out of there right away. So he drags the body, puts it in his van, takes off. They tail him, but he loses the tail. He gets up on Sacramento Avenue, and it's 10 o'clock. The Heavenly Hospice should have closed, but it's not. And he has to drop the body onto the ground, hides him in the bushes, and takes off before the tail comes around the corner. So, and then he phones Grader and he says, look for the guy. So it starts out, I hope, with an exciting tale, and it doesn't stop from there. It's just strange all the way through, and yet it's obviously soon thereafter a love story. So it is a love story wrapped in a mystery that unfolds over the entire story. Well, there is the climax, or the what I call the transformation point, somewhere halfway through the book. That's about all I want to tell you.
And that's enough. That's a fabulous teaser. I'm already excited. It sounds like an action-packed start to the book, so that's fantastic. This is genre fiction, and sometimes it's hard for book clubs to sort of wrap their heads around what, what they would talk about as for a discussion. Why do you think this book would make such a great book club selection?
Well, because it's a mystery, and it's got a lot of twists and turns. Um, the main character is basically walking through a mental fog, trying to figure out what's what and who's who, and um, he has amnesia, so he's really struggling to figure it out. And he's been given a new identity, so he has to play along and be that new person. Um, and he gets hired by Maggie O'Die, but he doesn't know who she is or what's happening. Um, and I think, as M.L. Hamilton said in her sterling review, I really thank her for that review. She says, "For the Love of Maggie O'Die opens with, like many mysteries, opens with a body, but lest you become too comfortable, not all is what it seems."
Mm.
And that theme, that concept, is carried through until you finally get revealed to you or figure it out at the transformation point. And I, I have to say, I tidy it up at the end with what I would call a non-French ending. It's a fairly happy ending, but there are still, tales of left unstrung, or maybe strung out, and we don't know what they're going to do. So the second book is going to wrap a lot of that up. But I'm beginning the work on it. I haven't gotten even halfway through it.
Well, it's okay. We have a little bit of time because this one just came out. Are you planning on additional books, or is 2 books where you're at, or is this a series?
Probably there will be a third book in this series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. And I know you also write some nonfiction as well. So our readers have a bunch of things to look forward to from you coming up for sure.
I hope so.
We are going to veer off slightly from your book because readers love to know what authors are reading, and we're building our reading list for 2024. So tell me what the best book you read in the last year is and why I should add it to my TBR.
Well, I really wish you wouldn't limit it to the last year, although last year I did read a fantastic book by Michael Connelly, who's a very popular author. It was called The Overlook.
Oh.
And we follow Harry Bosch, detective, through so many twists and turns. And he has this sense that maybe he thinks not all is what it seems. And like my book, I like that theme. So I really love that book. But I really must mention Kate Quinn, because she is a terrific author. One of my absolute favorite, the indomitable Kate Quinn. She wrote the Alice Network and the Rose Code, and at least one other that I read. But the Alice Network and the Rose Code take place around World War II with very strong female characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just glued to those books. So yeah, I have to recommend her as well.
I can second those. So you mentioned 2 of my favorite authors. So Michael Connelly, that Bosch character is, it is hard to replicate what he has done with that. Such a magic. And I love the TV show too. I don't normally love the series, but the actor whose name has escaped me, who plays that character, is spot on, like spot on. It's so good. So
To look for that. That sounds interesting.
it has many seasons, and they're all fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I was sad that it ended, but definitely worth a rewatch. I choose a series every year for a rewatch, and that's this year's rewatch. So
And the name of it is Bosch?
Bosch, correct. Yeah.
Good.
So
Excellent.
I feel like we could talk about books. We seem to have similar taste all day, but I do need to wrap it up so that we can send this video out to the book clubs. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Dawn. We'll do
You're-
this again.
I hope so. And I'm very much looking forward to the book and good luck with the release. For
Thank you.
more information about Cle's book, please check out the book club page on the booktrib.com website. Thank you.